In this episode, I would like to give you detailed feedback on an essay written by one of our students at +1 point and share some tips on how to improve your score in IELTS writing. This is the second essay in this series. If you haven't seen the previous essay feedback, please take a look at that video as well. Hello everyone, this is Brooke from +1 point. In this series, I will be using essays written by our students to give you tips on how to improve your score in IELTS writing. If you are interested, please subscribe to our channel. Let's start by looking at the task. Many large supermarkets are being built today, while the number of small shops is decreasing. Do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? Nowadays, many large supermarkets are increasing, instead of small local shops are lost. I believe that disadvantages of this outweigh the advantages because local economy become weak and the original local landscapes are lost. I believe that disadvantages of increasing large supermarkets instead of decreasing small shops outweigh the advantages because local economy become weak. Native people there are losing many job opportunities because of appearance of huge supermarket all over the world. Long time ago, we could see small shops, which was running by local families all around the corner. Such kind of shops used to sell original local products from the area, not the items which was made in different town. Therefore, local people could make living by selling and producing the products. Besides that, people live there, could go and shop there very often, because the shops were easy to access, which was convenient for local people. However, large supermarkets are managed by big companies, which own the similar shops all over the world. Once they decide to close the shop because of bad income there, no small shops are left anymore. The second reason of this is that the original local landscapes are lost. There used to be many beautiful and unique shops in every town. The tourist could enjoy visiting and shopping there. However, nowadays, the sight we see is almost the same, because the supermarkets and shops are the same franchise all over the world. Besides that, the local area's landscape is not beautiful, because of vacant old shop. To sum up, I believe that disadvantages of increasing large supermarkets, instead of decreasing small shops, outweigh the advantages, because local economy become weak and the original local landscapes are lost. Overall impression. This student's target score is 7.0, so let me give you some feedback on how to reach that target. Firstly, in terms of word count, this essay has 288 words, which is in a good range. And the student showed a good understanding of what is being asked in the task, and succeeded in explaining from several angles the shortcomings of the situation, where large supermarkets are replacing small shops. However, it remains difficult to achieve the target score of 7.0 with this essay as it is. Let me explain which areas need to be improved. First, let's check whether you have answered all the questions asked in this task. The task requires you to answer if the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Therefore, the answer should be that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, or that the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. Of course, it is also possible to answer that the advantages and disadvantages are equal, and that one does not outweigh the other, but it is not recommended to choose such a position, as it is difficult to support the idea. Either way, in order to discuss which of the advantages or disadvantages prevails, it is ideal to discuss both advantages and disadvantages before drawing any conclusions. However, in this essay, the disadvantages are explained from multiple perspectives, whereas the advantages are not mentioned at all. This makes it more likely that the grounds on which conclusions are drawn will be seen as insufficient. In these types of questions, make sure that you discuss both the advantages and the disadvantages before drawing conclusions. Also, in the first body paragraph, the main idea was to discuss the impact on the local economy. But the explanation deviated to the types of goods sold, and the examiner may find it difficult to follow the flow of the discussion. I'll explain in more detail in the following video. In terms of vocabulary, the candidate attempted to use relatively high-level words, but there were some spelling errors and incorrect use of vocabulary, which needs to be brushed up further if the candidate is to achieve Band 7 in vocabulary. Remember that spelling is also assessed in the vocabulary section. The scoring criteria for spelling listed in the band descriptors are as follows. Band 6 makes some errors in spelling and/or word formation, but they do not impede communication. Band 7 may produce occasional errors in word choice, spelling and/or word formation. As for grammar, there are still some parts that the student seems to remember with ambiguity, such as the use of instead, so it is important to check them one at a time, using a grammar book for instance. Let's take a closer look at the introduction. The introduction is very concise and nicely organized. There are some unnatural expressions, grammatical errors and spelling mistakes, which should be corrected. First of all, the expression, "Many supermarkets are increasing," is somewhat unnatural. Many supermarkets are not increasing. The number of supermarkets is increasing, and as a result, there are many. So, let's take out many and use large supermarkets. You can also say, the number of supermarkets is increasing. Also, the spelling of increase is wrong, so make sure you are aware of it. On the other hand, small local shops are lost means all small local shops are lost, which is not the writer's intention, so it would be better to add many. Note that the spelling of instead is incorrect. Also, the preposition of can only be followed by a noun, so here it should be changed to the conjunction and. Also, are lost is present tense, so you should say are being lost to tell the reader that this is something that is happening right now. Next, the spelling of disadvantage is wrong, so let's correct it. Also, as we are discussing a disadvantage related to this event, the article the should be added. Similarly, local economy needs an article. The subject for become is the local economy, so the verb needs an S. Be careful, as the spelling of weak is also different. Also, it is better to use the word weaker to give the meaning of compared to the past. Finally, let's read through the introduction one more time. Nowadays, large supermarkets are increasing, and many small local shops are being lost. I believe that the disadvantages of this outweigh the advantages, because the local economy becomes weaker, and the original local landscapes are lost. In this video, we've looked at an essay written by one of our students at +1 point, and gave feedback on the introduction paragraph. In the next video, we will be covering the body paragraph. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.